TIFU by not noticing a button on my headphones for 7 years, by user Cassandra8240. When I got my headphones back in 2017, I liked how the buttons for turning the volume up/down were separated. The design choice made sense to me, it was easy to aim for correct one. Today I began looking into newer headphones with more advanced noise cancellation. I was also interested in a cool feature I've seen other people using on their earbuds, the ability to pause/skip/go back with simple button presses. I figured that if this feature was available on earbuds, newer headphones must have it as well. I watched a video comparing the updated versions of my preferred brand, and I noticed a multifunction button placed between the volume buttons on the lower-end model. It struck me that this setup looked similar to my current headphones, which I proceeded to take off and examine closely. With a sinking heart, I replaced my headphones and pressed the space between the volume buttons. The comparison video began to play. I pressed the space twice, and it skipped to the next video. The power was mine all along. For 7 years, I grabbed my phone to navigate audiobooks and podcasts, not realizing that the buffer space on my headphones was actually a button itself. TLDR, it took me 7 years to notice that my headphones had a multifunction button for playing/pausing/skipping. TIFU by inadvertently exposing my GFS excuse, so she now has to swim in icy water on New Year's Day, by user Well it depends on. My GFS group of friends are into open water swimming, especially in the winter. My GF has never been with them. I can't blame her at all, it sounds horrible and I wouldn't go. However, when they've talked about going, she's always sounded really enthusiastic and very regretful that she can't go because she's working, which was always true. I semi-believed she wanted to do it. Maybe. They always do a charity swim on New Year's Day and we are never around because we go to her mum. This year for various reasons her mum is coming to us. We've just been out with several of the friend group and I heard my GF say something about going to her mum's over New Year. I wasn't really listening and butted in and said that she was coming to us in the afternoon. She then responded like, oh yeah, she forgot, and that works really well. Turns out, GF was using this as an excuse not to go swimming and I've messed it up. She's mega competitive, so unlike me she can't just say she doesn't want to do it, even though they'd probably not care at all. So unless she swallows her pride, she's going for a cold dip, which I do feel bad about. TLDR, I accidentally exposed my GFS white lie about being away and now she's going to pay for it by swimming in icy water on New Year's Day. TIFU my wife's day with a single movement, by user Ejith Hero. I kept the title vague for the dramatic storytelling flair. Also, obligated this wasn't today. So, my wife works in an office setting, and during the holidays, it can be especially stressful for her. It was a bad week in general, and I would come home from work and she would be consistently sad or anxious. I would always do whatever I could to help during the moment, but then that time of month came and made the week worse for her. So, to surprise her, I went and searched for her favorite ice cream. It's an uncommon flavor and none of the nearby stores had it. I did manage to find a singular bin, and I brought it home. Now, she was ecstatic that I could find any. She was thrilled. We went into the kitchen, she got a bowl. She was giggling and smiling more than she had for a week, and I was so happy. She got the ice cream, and opened it up. And this is where I made a mistake. I don't know what possessed me. I don't think I'll ever know why I did it. Probably to make her laugh. I lifted my hand, and quickly jabbed my finger directly into the perfectly smooth, unbroken top layer of ice cream. She froze, I froze, and then she started sobbing. Like, shoulder-shaking sobs. She dropped everything and started bawling. I couldn't get a word out her for 5 minutes, only tears. I felt horrible and consoled her as much as possible. She calmed down and was laughing about it afterwards, but I still felt horrible. We both laugh about it to this day, but I'm not allowed near her ice cream. TLDR, I poked my wife's ice cream and it broke her. Edit, it was in no way done with malicious intent. She still ate the ice cream, and the cry helped her decompress from the stress. I just didn't expect it to be the straw, or finger, that broke the camel's back. Also clarified some intent to make it easier for new readers. TIFU by getting caught semi-naked on camera with coworker, by user Maleficent ad 175. Update. Got called into investigation meeting today. Was asked about what happened and was honest and apologetic. Asked if I wanted to see CCTV, said no but have option to see if I want. They will decide if it goes to disciplinary, I suspect it will sadly, and will give me a letter. So more time to wait and worry. Same for coworker, but he has more rights than me as longer service. Update 2. Letter today, disciplinary hearing on Monday. Letter includes possible outcome as dismissal without notice. Evidence pack includes some stills from the CCTV but semi-censored. Looks bad. I can watch it if I want. Happened on Christmas Eve but just found out today. Been having a bit of a thing with a coworker. Before we both left work on Christmas Eve we said goodbye in a meeting room. I'm friends with one of the security guards and she's put herself at risk by telling me, but it turns out there's now CCTV in the meeting room, which I didn't know, and the footage has been passed on to our managers. She called me today knowing I'm back in work tomorrow and didn't want me caught unawares. It was definitely NSFW, I certainly had bare nips on display, I'm female. I'm crucified with embarrassment about management seeing me naked, but obviously also worried about losing my job, which I've had for less than a year. TL, manager given CCTV of me with bare nipples with my coworker in work and not sure what happens next. TIFU by telling my coworker I used to be a stripper, by user just Samedwi in Oregon. I was talking with a coworker about past jobs, and I mentioned that I really enjoyed my time as a substitute stripper. It was great, I told them, it was dark, in a comfortable environment, and the music was fantastic. I would just go to work at my table and before I knew it, my shift was over. Then, seeing my coworker's reaction, I realized what I said. I was a stripper for a newspaper/printing house. https://n.wikipedia.org/wiki/stripping_printing. I looked for flaws and negatives and fixed them, laid the pages out into impressions, and generally did very unsexy things to make newspapers and magazines. All has been explained, all is good. Said coworker continues to tell new hires that I used to be a part-time stripper during introductions, which results in me rapidly explaining what that means. TL, told my coworker I was a stripper, which was a whole different job in publishing. Now, I get to explain ancient prep press techniques to a whole generation of people.